That's a classic right there.
Hi. All right, this is for you, Kronos. For you, Pierce. We saw Us, Jordan Peele's second film of all time. A lot of people like this movie a lot. Yeah, getting a lot of hype.
Mostly everybody.
I don't know, I'm kind of indifferent towards this movie.
I'm different.
A lot of positives on the technical aspect of things. The movie was shot really well.
Yes, it was acted amazingly.
Ooh, Lupita, you were great. Oh my gosh,
Fantastic.
She stole the movie.
Absolutely.
Super emotive. You cared for her character. You wanted to see where she went, what she did. 3,000 golden stars for you. Children were great too. Tim Heidecker, what are you doing in this movie? But hey, my least favorite character is definitely the husband. His acting, his actual character was definitely the weakest out of everyone else in the film.
His dialogue, you know, at times you're like, it's like almost annoying. Like, you know.
The soundtrack.
Wow.
Very nice. It wasn't just how the soundtrack sounded, it was how well it was incorporated with the film, with the scenery, with the shots. It was just one thing, and I loved it. But let's talk about the stuff that we did not really like at all. I'm gonna say the story, the actual point of the movie's existence.
Yep.
This is, you know, like a horror, thriller, suspense kind of movie. And it was that for the first like 10 to 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then after that, it just kind of evolves or devolves, depending on what you want. As it goes on, it just gets wider and broader and doesn't stop. And then the ending happens, it's still fucking getting wider. You're like, what am I doing? What is that? The movie loses itself.
It's another one of those slow transitions to where you're like, oh, wait a second. I haven't really enjoyed the fuck out of this movie the last 20, 30 minutes. What happened? And I was super surprised because, you know, Get Out, the whole entire movie was just that tightness. It was a very tight butthole. And this movie just kind of, you know, got a little loose right in the middle.
You leave the theater with way more questions than you have answers.
And not like the questions that he wants you to have. Like, I want my audience is questioning what's happening. It's not that,
It's just
dude.
like,
It's why'd you do? What's going on?
You know, there's like cops in the city, right, with guns. I mean, they just got scissors.
Get Out was so small scale and it was believable because it was only going on in that little tight circle.
Jordan doesn't do enough to fill in those giant ass fucking gaps he's creating by expanding the movie. He's like trying to keep the movie as small as it was in the beginning while still expanding it. So everything starts building, like more air around the fucking film. You're like, the movie just starts floating. You're like, I can go here, I can do some of this, and then I can go over here and be spooky and tense, and then ooh, here's NWA. And the tones in the movie near the second half, it's just inconsistent. Characters kind of start losing their arcs and they're like joking around about stuff and then being serious about stuff, and there's no real cohesion to it at all. The cinematography is still consistent as shit, the acting's still consistent, the soundtrack's still awesome and great. So it's weird because it's like all that stuff's still solidly done throughout the movie.
The movie just breaks and throws a song at you that totally ruins the tone of the movie. Like, oh, what the fuck? Jordan, what are you doing, dude? That's not you. You know what you're doing. I love the fresh, original take. He cares about what he's doing. A lot of directors should look to him as inspiration. I'm just saying, let's not accept this as the best he can do. Because seeing this movie, I'm like, no, I feel like you could do a lot better.
This is a rated R film. Why are there so many cutaways? Let me see the stabbing. Let me see the blood.
And even the ones where you see the gore and the stabbing, it still does a quick zoom out and you see the stab and you're like, oh, let me see it. Give me the blood.
I was never bored watching the movie. I became self-aware of the movie. I was like, wait, this is not. But there was a point where I was sitting there like halfway through, I was like, wait. Nope.
You get through the transition like, wait a second, you trickster, you got me.
The potential was there, I guess.
But regardless of how well he did, the story and the idea of the movie is just so far-fetched and unbelievable that it hurts itself.
Maybe we're missing some crazy fucking metaphor for something, and I'm sure there's a lot of details in the movie.
I feel like we didn't miss anything that really is gonna change our perception of this movie.
The first twist happens, you're like, I mean, I kind of buy it.
You gonna explain it more? No?
I will say though, the final confrontation in this movie, it was really good. I was like, that's awesome. And Lupita's acting is just, oh yeah, girl, you go, yeah, this scene's awesome. It's right about the end, and Jordan throws another twist at you.
Number 2.
When it happens, you're like, oh, okay. And then you're like, wait. You just think for like 10 seconds. No, that doesn't work. It makes sense in a way. You're like, okay, I understand now why this character is like this. I was like, this is not that well thought out. Especially the last one, just felt like shoved in there at the last second. Like, oh, what about this twist? Make you think a little bit. Ooh.
Yeah, if you actually think about it and don't just accept it for what it is, you're like, oh wait, I just thought of like 3 different reasons as to why that was dumb.
The counter argument would be like, well, just don't overthink it. Okay, well, this is a suspense thriller. Jordan's trying to make you think about topics and ideas. So, what, you want to turn off your brain and enjoy this? No, you gotta really concentrate on this movie. And when the movie is falling apart, you notice it because the movie expects your attention.
It's like, hey, come on, enjoy it, okay?
Just look at me. Don't look around you. Just look at my eyes. Why are we here? It's more interesting to talk about the things that didn't work with the movie rather than things that did work.
It's also good to point them out because for some reason a lot of people refuse to.
I can see why people like this movie.
Absolutely. You can literally see why because he's so good at his camera work.
If the movie was muted, you'd be like, yeah.
What happened? I don't know.
Rating time.
I'm gonna give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. It was a good movie, but it had potential to be an 8, 8.5. If it was tighter and smaller, it would have worked and it would have been amazing, but it got too big for its own good. When your story is unbelievable, you don't believe it and it hurts. It was a weak point and I think Jordan Peele could do better. I'm still excited for his future projects.
I'm gonna give this movie a 6.5 out of 10, all right? And that kind of hurts me. The soundtrack and the cinematography alone warrants an 8 or 9 easily. But I look at it as a whole. I look at it as my enjoyment, you know? And the movie was just too open for its own good. Movies like Hereditary and Witch handle these kind of like broader topics a lot better, I think. I wish things were... It's still worth a watch. Support this man. One of the big boys in Hollywood and he's still making unique films. Give this man your money. Give him your goddamn time. Jordan, I know you're watching this. Listen to us, don't listen to them. We're right. You can do better. We still love you. Chronos, let us know. Hopefully it didn't upset you too much. I mean, your rating was what's a 4-star rating. Let's see how good Climax is. We love you.
Bye.
Love you.
Hope you still love us.
G-O-O-D. What do you want? Milk. And put it. Fuck!